Hello. So, I'm gonna tell the story of the night that I did too much. The night I did too much. So, pretty much I had a trifecta going on: weed, mushrooms, and I was drunk. So, that's already a bad combination. But let's get into the story. So, the story starts in the morning, early in the morning. I'm on my way to work, right? Actually, no, the story starts the day before. The day before, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of bored. I'm just sitting there. I live in a trailer park. Nothing happens in it. So I'm like, damn, maybe I want to go get a mushroom and shit. So I hit up my plug, went and got some mushrooms from him. He gave me like a bag of like gold caps, right? They're gold caps. I'm thinking nothing of it. It's only gold caps. So then, pretty much, I'm like, okay, I eat one. You know, I feel pretty good. It's good. It's good. And then I wake up the next day. Gotta go to work. Get up. Freaking! I almost realize I'm late for the bus, so I just get on my bike. I take off and I go to the bus stop. And there's this guy sitting there, and he's just kind of just sitting there on his phone and stuff. Like he has a hat on, and this is gonna tie into a lot of the stories I'm gonna tell because me and this guy ended up becoming really good friends, and I have a lot of stories I can tell with this guy. We've been through a lot. But where was I? Hold up, I gotta remember where. Well, anyway, right? I meet this guy at the bus stop. I'm looking for my wax pen, right? Cause I'm like, okay, I have anxiety. I'm nervous, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just hit my wax pen, calm my nerves, right? Hit my wax pen, hit my vape a couple times because I'm like, I was nervous because I like I said I had anxiety and shit like that. So what happens is that I'm sitting there looking for my wax pen and so I kind of try to start conversation. So I'm like, oh, I left my wax pen at home and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, you smoke? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, cool. He's like, I do too. He's like, and then we ended up getting in a conversation and we ended up getting each other's numbers. Ended up finding out we lived right across the street from each other, so that shit was fucking lit. And we've been solid ever since then. But that night, I came home from work, right? And this guy, he's working on his mini bike. He had his fire ass Coleman, bro. Shit was great. And he's working on it, and he's kind of teaching me some stuff because I know nothing about that stuff. So he's kind of teaching me some stuff, and we were like, okay. He's like, you want to smoke? I'm like, yeah, for sure, right? So we go in there and we smoke. I'm like, I got some mushrooms too. I'm like, you want to do some mushrooms? And he's like, yeah, yeah. So he takes a couple of them. I took like half the jar, and then I wasn't feeling anything. And then he's like, hey, you want a couple beers? I was like, yeah, yeah, like let's drink a couple beers, right? Drink a couple beers. A third friend that came over that he had known that I had met that night, and so we're sitting there chilling, and so I'm sitting there smoking, and then I sit there, I chug a beer. I'm doing a lot, like I'm doing too much, and I had already taken like half a thing of mushrooms, and all of a sudden, right, I just start getting hot. I'm like, damn, I'm getting hot. I'm getting sweaty, right? My vision just starts going just dark, just starts going darkness, right? I'm like, oh fuck, right? So I lay down, and he was all, dude, are you okay? Right? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like I was like fighting it. I was fighting passing out, right? And you're like, oh man. And so they took me home. They were taking me home, and right when we got to, he told me, I don't remember any of this really, but he had told me that we were walking, and right when we got to a gate, um, I had collapsed, like I was on the floor, and I was just like laying there, and I wasn't responding, and then I just like stood up hella fast, and then I remember walking like outside of the gate, and there was a police officer across the street. So this guy, like I said, he took mushrooms too. So he's freaking out. He's like, dude, he's like, come on, bro. He's like, there's a cop. He's like, we gotta go. And I'm thinking rationally. I'm like, dude, okay. I'm like, you're taking your intoxicated friend home. Like, they're not gonna have a problem with that at all. Like, I live right across the street. I could tell them too. Like, hey, yeah, like I did too much. He's taking me home, making sure I'm safe, getting home safe. Like, I'm using my brain still, right? And so I'm sitting there, and then I remember crying, and then they're asking me why I'm crying, and I'm like, cause I did too much, and I don't do that much like that, and stuff like that. But it was scary because for me, everything had kind of like went down like like kind of like trickled down to like a dark bro. But I haven't done mushrooms since then. But that shit was crazy.